Hi, today I want to talk to you about My Task. My Task is one of the most important views in Asana, and it's really important to understand how it works, especially since Asana updated the My Task view a few weeks ago. If you used Asana for a long time, you were used to have those sections on the screen: recently assigned, today, upcoming, and later. And up to a few weeks ago, the task would actually be moving automatically from later to upcoming and from upcoming to today automatically based on the due date. That is not the case anymore, and I want to show you how to recreate that behavior in addition to choosing the right sections. I really encourage you to have your own setup, your own system to manage your task, and I'm going to give you my own system just to give you a few ideas of what you can achieve for yourself. In my case, I have recently assigned. Instead of today, I have something called top priority. I also like to use a fire emoji for this one. And then upcoming becomes important. I also have something called secondary. I have the later section, and I also have something with a specific emoji, which is someone slipping. This one. I'll explain later why. This is the sections I have. Recently assigned, this is where everything assigned to you will go. Then your job is to triage those tasks into the other sections. The top priority section, in my case, this is things I really need to get done. It could be today, it could be tomorrow. This is the top of the list. And making that video was actually inside my top priority section today. The important section are things I really need to do. They are not the most important things. They can be pushed back, but I really need to do them. The secondary section is about basically all the rest. Anything that doesn't go into the top priority or the important section goes into secondary. Later, we'll have everything that is due in the future, things that I don't have to work on right now. So basically the idea when you have something that is due later is to push it inside the later section and it will come back automatically. So again, that behavior of coming back does not exist anymore natively. By default, you have to recreate that behavior. And that behavior is recreated by going into the customize menu and creating a rule. If you create a rule, you can use that specific predefined rule. Due date is approaching, move task to a certain section. In my case, it's going to be task is due today, and I want to move into recently assigned. I don't want to move into top priority because I'm not sure at that moment if it's a top priority or not, so I like to move things into the recently assigned section. So this is something I have enabled by default. And also one thing you've seen, I created a special section at the bottom, which is a snooze section. So very often I have things I want to snooze for 3 days, for example. I have a lot of tasks I want to look at 3 days from now. So I created a specific section for this. Attached to that section is a rule. So basically I'm saying if a task is added to the snooze section, then what I do is I move the task inside later, and also I choose a due date 3 days from now. And what's happening is if I have a task assigned to myself, record a video, and I'm just not ready to do that, right? I want to do that later. What I do from anywhere inside Asana is moving that task into the snooze section. And what it's going to do is actually move into the later section. We'll see that in a few seconds, as well as putting a due date 3 days from now. So actually my rule was not set up properly because I choose the important section, but you get the point. I also created another snooze, which is the extra snooze that does the same thing, but for 10 days. Those are just examples of things you can do inside My Task. What I see very often are people not using My Task. They just read the notifications from the inbox. It doesn't make sense to only do that because you're missing a lot of things, and you should really work on organizing your own task, prioritize your work so that you have a very clear view of what you need to get done today. Thanks, take care.